Meet our free US bookkeeping course brought to you by the Borderless Accountants. We are inviting you to join our community. Live training, reputable tax firms as resource speakers, recorded, replayable at higit sa lahat, libre. To join, like and follow our official Facebook page, join our Facebook group for important updates, and fill out our Google form to be included in our mailing list. See you there!
Hi guys, magandang gabi. How's everybody doing?
Hey, there's no way that you look like Ross's mother. And why
We're
they say
good.
it? Busy. Okay, you came up to me earlier and thanked me.
All right, how's everybody doing? All righty. Give me 1 second. Let me have Kelly co-host again. All right. Do we have a volunteer to lead the prayer tonight? Anybody?
Sir, ako na lang po.
All right. Was it Corazon? Maria Corazon? All right. Go ahead and
Okay. Prayer for the class. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this new day, for the gift of learning, and for bringing us together. Bless our teacher who guide us, our classmates who journey with us, and our families who support us. Grant us wisdom, patience, and understanding so we may learn with joy and share kindness with others. We offer this to you. Amen.
All right. Thank you, Corazon. How's everyone doing? I saw someone first day of September, sabi ni Jen, suspended ang class and government works sa NCR. Right. What a way to start the bare months, right? No class, no work. Merlita, Chris, should I wait for the last episode before answering the quizzes? I'm not sure if I understood your question, Merlita. Can you please expound on that? Are you talking about the QBO class or the tax prep? Or am I right to say that your question is about you answering the quiz in the course in QBO by yourself and not having to wait for the class to finish until the last episode? Is that what you're trying to ask? Because if it is, yes, you can go ahead go ahead with the certification. If you have a lot of time to finish it, then fine. You should go ahead and do it. Right? Do we still have Merlita? Not sure if I answered your question right, or I would appreciate if you could confirm that. Sana nga uli yung borderless account na, where is that file we were working on yesterday? Bear with me 1 sec. Oh, okay, I think I know where that is. Neri, good evening, Chris. Searching for the meaning of phalange. I just showed that video to you guys because I was laughing at the back of my head last night about that. Phoebe Buffet kasi is loka-loka yung character niya sa Friends. She made up about that phalange. So it would stall the plane. And then classic case of miscommunication. Someone overheard the conversation and then eventually that conversation about a phalange turned out to be, sabi ng isang passenger, there is no phalange, right? So again, classic case of miscommunication. Someone overhears something, nirelay ang something without verifying, and then things go out of hand, right? And I hope we're not like that. Before we share something, we verify, right? Before we believe something, we verify, right? Sa marami sa atin, biktima pa rin ng mga fake news. Mabilis mauto, right? And I remember in college days, one of the characteristic of an accountant is professional. Ano nga yan? Sino mga accountants ito? Professional what? Isang character na isang accountant. We have what?
Integrity. Professional ethics?
Hindi. Isa pa, which is very applicable to an auditor.
Competent.
Ability, judgment. No. 2 words siya. First word starts with professional. The second word is what I'm looking.
Professional due care.
Professional.
It's when you're presented with something as an accountant or as a bookkeeper and you don't believe it right away. You don't necessarily believe it right away. So what is that skill?
Parang, wait.
Perfect. Professional skepticism.
Yes.
Right? We should have that, right? When we're presented with something, we don't just say, "Oh, it's right. It's verified. It's correct. I would record it right away in the books." You have to be skeptic, right? And that's why you need the supporting documents, right? My invoice ba to, my AR ba to, my OR ba to, right? You have to be professionally skeptic. And if we are that, we cannot be, malayo maging victim tayo ng fake news, right? And we would not believe people's flowery words that easily, right? Narelate ko lang sa phalange, right? Kasi yung mga pasahero, wala silang professional skepticism. They don't even ask, what's a phalange to begin with, right? Anyways, I'm still looking for that material that we were using yesterday. I thought I had it saved as a bookmark. So trainings, there we go. And then I go with US bookkeeping. All right, I got it. Because tonight we are going to be preparing, a P&L, balance sheet. If we have time, we'll prepare cash flow and then statement of changes in equity. If we don't, we'll stick with P&L and balance sheet. Okay. But before anything else, let me make some announcements. Okay. So first on the list is I found this online. Maybe because I'm into bookkeeping classes. I follow as well a lot of pages, and I come across dito ba si Josie, and I'm sure marami sa inyo nag-enroll na ng course from TBTS, right? The ano ba yung TBTS? The Bookkeeper Secret Academy.
TBSA,
TBSA, right?
yeah, the
So they have
Secret Bookkeepers Academy, the
all right.
TBSA, Shepherd
Yeah.
Academy, something like
Thank you
that.
so much, Alma. So they have an event happening on Friday, September 5th. You see that, right? And I registered, and it happens to be 7 p.m., which is the same time as our class, right? But the reason I register is because I want to find out what is there, because this is marketed to be a course about, or a seminar about turning a cleanup project into long-term premium client, and this could be very helpful for all of you, and even for me maybe. I'm not sure yet. That's why I'm curious, and I would love to attend. Because this could be a very insightful webinar. They say it's free, hindi naman ako siningil. And it looks to me that the speakers are also credible, and I think meron tayong maraming matututunan dito, especially sabi dito, how to attract, retain, and repeat high-paying clients who stay loyal. So that is very interesting, and I'm not sure if I can share with you guys the thing. Meron ba ditong pwede member ng TLA or the TBSA course before? If you can forward the registration link so all others can register, because I'm thinking we will not have a session on Friday. Rather we'll attend this what do you call this? Is it a webinar? Right? Because this could again be very, very helpful for you, right? In here you learn bookkeeping, QBO, and then once you land a client, you do cleanup, and then they're gonna teach you in this webinar how to turn that cleanup client into a long-term premium client, and that's very interesting. So I'm seeing Jessica's hand being raised. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, hello. Good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yeah. Actually, we last year we actually registered there. They also have a another group, but it's still TBSA, which is Ruol. That's Rise Up Online, something like that. And it's really very helpful. You can actually learn there. In their webinar, they actually have a lot of takeaways also. So it's a good experience for you guys.
Right. Thank you, Jessica. So someone shared the link in the chat box. Let me see. Sharina shared the link. Thank you, Sharina. So you guys can register. It says here, save my spot. And this is exactly how I registered. And I took a look at the speaker. So there's this guy, De Leon. I don't know what his first name. Miss Layog. And then there's a CPA named Alfie. Neria, Morta. I'm sure they got a lot of things to share. So if you guys are okay with it, actually wala kayong choice kasi walang magli-lead, right? So because I will be there on this seminar on Friday. So yeah, if you guys could join, that would be nice. I only attend webinar on TBSA, can't afford the payment for training. Apelina saying, bakit mahal ba, Apelina? May bayad, sabi dito free eh. One day free webinar.
At first, it's free, but they will offer the course.
Okay.
Chris, the one who is named Miss Eneria is the one who the instructor for QBO, and Alfie is one of the founder, I guess. Si Miss Joyce Morta is when I was under batch 14, Joyce Morta specializes in client getting.
Okay. Ang dami niyo na palang experience sa mga ganito. I've only been looking at classes last year. After the tax season, I explored courses. And yun yan, na-enrollan ko yung course ni Joe sa Bedrock na puro kwentuhan lang. And I felt like naawa naman ako dun sa mga kasama ko because wala silang natututunan. I'm sorry to say. I'm being very honest and being very blunt about it. Every time I join, kasi mahal din yung binayad ko nun eh, like around 12K ata. And then I would join, I will just, listen in the background. Kasi I was curious what it is that he's teaching. Kasi nga, parang ilang weeks yun, 12 weeks ata, that you meet weekly. And then, I got curious, anong atake niya sa pagtuturo ng tax. And then, few weeks already have passed. Wala man lang presentation, walang PowerPoint. As in, kwentuhan lang. And, I don't know, I felt like it was a waste of my time. And, yun lang, I felt that it was not good for those who paid, walang value. And then nakakatawa pa was that after nung session, di ba may graduation or something so that you get the certificate. Kasi may mga activities naman in fairness. Ang lahat ng mga tao nagte-thank you kay Joe. I mean, why are you guys thanking someone who asked you to pay his course and you learn nothing? I mean, I don't know if these people. That was just my thought. I'm being transparent, and I know some of you may be loyal to Joe or whatnot, but this is just me being candid about it, right? Because if you're gonna offer a course out there and you're gonna ask for a payment, you have to be providing value then, no? You have to provide value. Hindi yung para pera-pera na lang or whatnot, because these money is hard earned din ng mga tao, right? So hopefully hindi naman ganon, right? Kaya nga na-mention ko yesterday that kasi si Andre ata nagtanong sa akin kahapon at saka si Dian na paano na lang yung nag-offer ng mga paid course or Chris now that you're offering ours for free. And my sagot was that I think that if you look at the courses that we have on YouTube, there's two things that will happen. First is if they feel like they're offering inferior courses and they're asking huge amount of money for it, naman sila mag-stop. They'd rather stop doing it, or they step up their game. By stepping up their game, meaning they will find a way to add more value sa kanilang offering. So that means the courses will become better, right? Because someone is challenging them. And that should be the case. You know what I mean? Para hindi na lang yung mag-clickbait, ganon. Tapos at the end, may singilan palang mangyayari, right? And some of you told me about that. Like it was at the beginning, it was too good to believe that the course is free, right? And then you waited and waited and hindi ako naningil, right? So Sabi nga ni Vico Soto, minsan natuto na tayo sa mga maling paraan. Pag may someone na may pure intention, nagugulat tayo. Right? And that was to me was totoo, right? It's really, really true. And so, but this one, let's attend tomorrow because I'm really interested too. Again, I have not been to a lot of courses. Na-enrollan ko lang kay Joe, and then wala na. I did Udemy. I don't know if you've heard of Udemy. I did a QBO course there. What else? Yun lang. And then Glein, of course. And of course, I have really high standards then. When I attend a course, and if boring yung speaker, either I call the speaker out or I leave the room, right? Because I don't want to be in a room na pucho-pucho lang din yung tinuturo, right? That's why my teachers before, they would hate me. Because I always question their, their opinion and stuff, and I'm very outspoken. But that's who I am. But again, this is something that I would like to share with you because reading from what they are advertising, this is really good, right? And it could be very, very good for you, especially if you have you come across mga sa QuickBooks, sa Upwork marami yan, nagpapa-clean up, right? And now that you're learning how to do bookkeeping with a really I will do what it take for you to be able to learn bookkeeping now with a good foundation. Para again, when you start working for a client, hindi na rin pucho-pucho yung work nyo, right? And then you can use this training that we're doing, and then you can use this training from the Bookkeeping Secret Academy to be even better. You know what I mean? And which comes to my next sharing tonight about Juvie. So Juvie, I know you're not ready to talk about your milestone, but in line with what I talked about, training online, and then you also mentioned earlier that you did search for other resources, right? And then eventually that gave you the courage and the competence to go out there and apply. So having said that, let us give a round of applause to Juvie. Let's give her a massive congratulations. She said she can now call herself a virtual assistant, a bookkeeping/tax repair virtual assistant. And then right now she's got technical issues and she's not ready to talk. But I'm happy that Borderless Accountant was able to help her, one way or another become successful in getting a client. And Juvie is just one, no? She's just if you guys are also in the same shoes as Juvie before, na naghahanap din ng client, okay lang yan. Just go on with it. Don't stop. Keep chasing, keep learning, keep investing in yourself. And we'd love to hear Juvie when she's ready to talk about what she did to finally get a client, right? So, but based on what I understood with what she shared in the GC earlier is that aside from Borderless, she also learned elsewhere. And it's okay, guys. It's really, really good to learn in different areas, different providers, different trainees, because we have different approaches, right? And so if one of this is the Bookkeeping Secret Academy that you would learn, good, right? I remember I even talked to Josie about this, where I want to check how they're teaching QBO as a bookkeep because I never consider not really never, but I didn't want to teach bookkeeping, right? I didn't want to teach bookkeeping because when you look at online, ang dami nagtuturo ng bookkeeping, di ba? QuickBooks, mga ganyan, ang dami na nagtuturo. So I feel like the market is already saturated for a bookkeeping course, and I have not been doing bookkeeping for a long time too. But then my dilemma was that if I'm gonna hire bookkeepers, because Wita is gonna go big and we offer bookkeeping services too, I would want to hire someone I know who's really competent. You know what I mean? And I would know if you're competent, if you've gone through the training that I do, because I have a different approach in training. You might have already seen that. I want to make sure that you understand, right? The how and the why. So that, again, if it comes to a point where I will be hiring bookkeepers, I know that someone I will hire already knows what I'm talking about, right? Na hindi na ako magsa-start from scratch. And so I wanted to check with Josie if how well is the course with TBSA, right? So that if I know that it's really, really good, any graduate of TBSA is hireable. Meaning, ay, nag-graduate ka ng TBSA. So, alam mo, right? So, pag sinabi kong i-invoice mo yan, i-receive mo yung invoice, partial payment yan, alam mo, right? Because you've gone through the course, right? Magugulat ako pag hindi mo alam i-navigate yung QBO when you've gone through the course, right? But sabi ni Josie, I don't know what she said. Because actually, I was thinking of buying the course. Kasi 10K or 12K ba yun? And I was like, okay na rin ng investment. So I could go on the course, get observe how it's done, so that again, if I'm in the course and I know how it's done, I can confidently hire someone na graduate ng program na yon, right? Or kung hindi man ako yung mag-hire, i-refer ko yan sa someone who would come to me and look for a bookkeeper, right? But I think Josie discouraged me from doing so. And so with that, I decided, okay, let me just do my own bookkeeping course, right? Because that way, if you go through my course and you from start to finish and you do the exercises, I would be confident to hire you, basically. You know what I mean? Kasi graduate ka ng course ng Borderless Accountant and I was the trainer. You know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, that's ano bang point ko? Ba't ko share yan? Yeah, that's why we're here, right? Because at the end of it, I would want you to be hireable by WITA, hireable by the firms that I'm connected with, and even hireable to other firms, right? Magugulat silang, bakit alam mo to? Paano mong alam to? Because you graduate ka ng Borderless Accountant or you finished the course from Borderless Accountant. And that's the level of confidence that I would want you to have. Okay? And kung hindi man, no? Kung hindi man to maging 100% help sa inyo to really find that elusive na VA role as a bookkeeper or a tax preparer, at least it could help. You know what I mean? At least it could help. Like what Glenn shared when he eventually became a tax preparer. He said in that sharing, if you guys were in the page or in the Borderless page, look for that video ni Glenn Bakyan. He said that attending the course few weeks already, he had that confidence in him, right? So hindi niya alam lahat ng books, tax prep, kasi na-hire siya, mga 2 or 3 weeks pa lang yata yung tax preparation course na ongoing. But what resonated with me was when he said that attending the course again made him feel confident. And that really mattered, right? Because the confidence that he had when he went through the interview helped him get the job. You know what I mean? And it's to me, it was very, very fulfilling already. And I felt very happy that one way or another, we were able to contribute to Glenn's success and now Juvie, right? So Juvie, hintayin ka namin maging ready. And kasi sabi ni Juvie, pag nagsahod na daw, para sigurado na Juvie, you know? But I know you will do great because Juvie was one of those who been with BA for a while, no? I think you started when we started, right? You joined when we started. So, I know malayo yung mararating mo. And you guys also, if you have not yet been, if you are not yet in the practice of doing freelance, it will just be a matter of time for you guys. It will just be a matter of time. But yeah, ang dami ko nang sinabi. Ah? What do you mean? Hold on a second. All right. Thank you, Jessica. Ano ba dito? In TBSA, we have 8-week master class. Then after that, there will be a booster class, including in the package where you will have in-depth training. But I have never gone to the booster yet, so I have no idea how it works. Thank you, Donna. All right. All right. No worries, Juvie. Again, when you're ready and when you have the right perfect timing. Kathy, I'm a CPA in the PH already and still learning from BA. Thank you, Chris. Sure na kung magseryoso kayo dito, magiging successful kayo. Sunog lang ng kilay, time, and effort sa pakikinig. I know, right? Thank you, Kathy. That sounds reassuring. And yeah, you have to bear with my voice. I know I don't have the best voice in the world. But yeah, you'll have to endure it. Anyways, yeah, pioneer students sa Juvie, sabi ni Cherry. O, diba? Nagbubunga talaga yung hard work, guys. Sometimes, daig pa ng hard work ang talino, diba? So, hard work is soft skill. Perseverance, persistence, determination. And I shared with you the podcast that I've been listening to, and Andre is also listening to. Yung podcast ni Rob Dial, the Mindset Mentor. He's on YouTube and he's on Spotify. And sabi niya doon, and actually I've read this in other books, but it was expressed differently. But sabi niya doon, motivation is what keeps us going. Or sorry, no. Motivation is what gets us started. But discipline is what's gonna keep us going. So marami sa atin, in the first instance, motivated tayo, right? But when motivation wanes down, pag umagsak na yung motivation, pagsak ka na rin. You cannot continue. That's why it's important to have the discipline. Kasi yung motivation, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days lang yan. After then, lilipas yung motivation. But if you are by nature have the discipline is what's gonna keep you going. Even at work, guys. So work, pag na-hire kayo as a bookkeeper, tax preparer, initially it will be very exciting, especially earning dollars. But once you get the hang of it, you will ask yourself, why am I doing this? Right? Kaya ko pa ba? Right? And then that's when your discipline would come into play. Right? So yeah, I remember there was this one sharing from Chris, and she posted about it in the community, and she made some really great realization where she was a bookkeeper with multiple clients for 5 years, and because she eventually because it became like second nature, she took it for granted, and then she lost that job, and now she's back into the employment hunting phase, and now she finds it difficult to get a new client, right? And it happens to the best of us. There are moments wherein nagpa-plateau tayo. Like our career goes up, and then once we get the hang of things, it becomes very flat, right? Like nothing is happening, no motivation anymore, no drive, right? And it happened to me too. But that's why you have to find your why. Why are you doing it, right? And also, don't stop learning, because when you start to go out there and learn more, you realize, ay, marami pa palang pwedeng gawin, right? Hindi lang pala ako pwedeng maging bookkeeper for the rest of my life. I can do tax, right? And then once I do tax, I can do tax representation, and I can even do tax strategies, right? So there's a lot that you can do, right? So if you don't stop learning, that's when you will grow mentally, physically. I mean, not physically, financially, no. So don't stop learning. And I hope if you're in that dilemma now, like Chris used to be in, and I used to be into, magkapareho lang kami ng name. I hope that because you're here, that means you want to learn more, right? You want to get past that plateau phase in your career, where you want to move up a little bit, and then be consistent about it, right? And actually, attending our live session every 7 p.m. already says a lot about it, right? It's commitment, it's discipline, right? So that says a lot about you already. If you've been attending it every single day, that means you're hungry. That means you're putting out the universe that you really, really want this job. right? And the universe or God will hear that because you're doing something about it. And so, yeah, I would like to say congratulations if you're here and you've been consistent about it. And I've been seeing a lot of familiar faces from the time we started. You're here. Congratulations, guys. It's just gonna be a matter of time before you can tell yourself that, hey, I've already succeeded, right? And I hope pag nag-succeed na kayo, wag naman kayong mawala. I know a couple na hindi na nakabalik sa live kasi they're already stuck with work. But it's okay. I completely understand that. I just hope that when you are, may nakuha na kayong client, naging busy na kayo, you still find time, a little bit of time to attend the live session. Because I also would really want to make it a point to still add value to you every single day. Yeah. So yon. Ang dami kong sinabi. Tomorrow na lang yung iba. I still have a lot of points to share sana, but just like that, it's already 32 minutes. Diba? 32 ba? Oh, sige, diba? Ang bilis ng oras. But that's okay. So tomorrow na lang yung ibang announcement. Naubos ko na yung 30 minutes time niyo. So let's continue where we left off yesterday. Who guys can recall what we did yesterday? Oh my God, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm sharing the wrong window. Right. So who can recall what we did yesterday? Trial balance, unadjusted trial balance, adjusting entries, and then adjusted trial balance. Very good. Right. So as promised, we are gonna go and do the income statement and balance sheet today. I may need help with the cash flow because I have not prepared cash flow in a long time, even the statement of changes in equity. So yeah, I'm gonna need help for those who are more experienced. So let's go over here sa trial balance natin. So we have here our accounts, right? So by now, you already know what chart of accounts, right? So pag sinabing chart of accounts, alam nyo na yung ibig sabihin doon, right? Classification ng account, alam nyo na yun. And then you know how an adjusted trial balance look like. Alam nyo na paano nagre-record yung debit at saka credit. You by now already understand that. And then yung adjusting entries, right? Why do you need to do adjusting entries? What is it for? And who does it, right? Kasi sa video kahapon, sinabi na usually ang naggagawa ng adjusting entries ay yung accountants or yung CPA, which is usually the case pag malaking firm nga. Pero pag hindi naman, tayo lang din yung gumagawa nito, ang adjusting entries. And then now you have your adjusted trial balance, right? Let me see, why is it 0? Okay, there. So that is your adjusted trial balance. And this is going to be our basis in creating a financial statement. So, sabi nga, di ba may 5 financial statements? Income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flow, statement of changes in equity, and then pag malaking company, need ng notes to financial statements. We're not gonna do notes, but we're gonna do P&L first. So group ko lang to. I'll go to data. Paano bang mag-group dito sa there? I'll group that rather than hiding the columns. So it's easy for me to unhide later on. So I just grouped it, right? So if you see there's a plus sign, if I click on the plus sign, it's gonna come up again. So I just group that columns and then I don't need this, right? Or I can just group this too. So I go to view, click on group and group. Right, again, rather than hiding them, I'm just grouping them. Easier for me to retrieve them later on. Okay, so pag sinabing profit and loss statement, it's just basically a statement of income, right? Or loss. So what accounts do we use? Pag sinabing P&L, we use this portion here, the income and the expense accounts. Okay, kasi nga profit and loss statement. Copy so far? So what we do is we'll just copy these accounts and C, and then paste it over here. Or let's just do another sheet, no? Para hindi organize tayo. So let's create another sheet. Where is my plus sign here? Oh, there we go. And then let's name the sheet as P&L. Right? And then drag it over to the right. Then from my trial balance, again, I copy the account titles. All right, so hold on. From 4001 all the way to the last expense, which is travel. And then I paste that over here. Paste it over here. And then I'll put a heading here, right? So heading here is like, I'll put JR's, ano bang, let's not let's not murder JR's name. So JR's bookkeeping services. So we'll copy that. Well, not type it. So let's just do referencing again. So just type equal and then go to your chart of accounts. Just reference A1, right? So you have JR's bookkeeping services, statement of profit and loss. Right? And then let's just do some formatting here, right? So, and let's just make that bold, right? And then insert one more row. And this is for January, right? For January of 2025. Let's be specific. Jan 2025. Okay. So your profit and loss would be this, right? And then you'll just simply have to reference whatever you have in the trial balance, right? So service income, again, we're just doing referencing here. So you go here and the amount you will take would be the total, right? So just reference that cell over there and then drag it down. Yeah, drag that down. And then we'll do some grouping here. Let's say total income, right? And then let's say less expenses. And then here, total expenses. And then here you have net income, right? So your total income would be sum of these, right? So you only have service income so far. You don't have interest income. You don't have other income. That's fine. Then your total expenses is this much, sum. Right? So your total expenses is 20,000. Therefore, the net income is total income minus total expenses, right? So for the month of January, JR's net income is 54,316.67. All right. And you arrived at, remember on our first day, we did the overview, right? So when you look at the transactions, is this a data or an information? Is this data or information?
Data.
Right, this is the data. This was similar to the bank
Data.
statements that I showed, right? Bakit nga siya data, not information? So pwede bang ilagay, as a bookkeeper, Pwede mo ba tong ilagay ganito tapos ibigay mo to sa owner? O ito na yung gawa ko as bilang bookkeeper kasi taga-record lang naman ako ng transaction mo. O ito na yun, na-record ko na. Do you
No.
think as a client I would be happy with your work, or do you think it would be your last day at my company?
Last day.
Last day mo na, right? Kasi kung ako empleyado mo, ay sisante ka na. Pack your things, right? Don't come back. Right? Kasi anong gamit ko dito, 'di ba? I mean, how would I know if I made money here? Like you're giving me piece of SHIT, right? Because there's nothing that I can use this for, right? Para mo lang akong binigyan ng bank statements. And the bank can give me that, right? So you're no different than a bank. Right? So tama kayo, data lang siya, right? So the reason why it's data is that there's barely any use for this, right? Wala akong pwedeng basihan for my decision making, di ba? Kasi sabi nga natin, yung pinoprovide natin bilang bookkeeper is an information that or the user of that information uses to make a decision making, right? Or to make a decision, making. So make a decision, right? And so if you're going to give this to your client, do you think he can make a decision based on this?
No.
Pwede bang
No.
sabihin ni JR, ay kumikita ako, pwede kong ipagpatuloy itong bookkeeping business ko from here? No, right? No, right? So now, yung work natin bilang bookkeeper, right, is kumplituhin natin yung cycle, right? Kasi ito, first two pa lang to na cycle, di ba? We only did the analysis ng transaction and then recording ng transaction. Hindi pa tayo tapos, di ba? Kasi nga, yung final output natin bilang bookkeeper is a financial statement, right? And one of that financial statement is the profit and loss statement. Now, turning that data into this information as a profit and loss, do you think pag binigyan ko yung boss ko ng ganito and I'm the bookkeeper, would he be happy?
Yes.
Bakit kaya siya magiging happy?
Kikita naman
He
niya.
already knows what his net income is from his
You can see from the report if
he earns a
it's
profit
gaining
or not.
income or not.
Right. So
He may
now,
be happy,
the
but
owner,
if he compare the previous month should be lower than the current month.
right. So later on, we can do comparison. Kasi kakasimula pa lang ng business niya, January pa lang. So there's nothing to compare yet, right? But looking at this, would JR be happy with the result of the operation ng first month? I guess so, right? Kasi kumita siya ng 54,000, di ba? So, kaya ko palang kumita ng 75,000 sa pagiging bookkeeper, oh. Tapos, magkano lang yung expense ko? Yung rent ko, 5,000 lang. Yung salaries ko, 5,000 lang. So, if you imagine that, pwede nang sabihin na 5,000 divided by service income. So, yung rent ko nasa, nasa 6 to 7% lang yung overhead ko pagdating sa rent. Tapos yung salary ko, nasa ganun ding amount, di ba? Nasa 6.67% lang din. Right? So now I can make this percentages based on this report, right? Now it's adding value, right? And magkano yung net income ko as a percentage to my gross receipts? 72%, o ba? So pwede pala akong yumaman sa pagiging bookkeeper. 'Di ba? Kasi magkano lang yung supplies ko? 1,000. Tapos may subscription ako sa QuickBooks, 1,500 lang din. Yung kuryente, tubig, internet, 6,800. Aba, 54,000 for the month, 72% net profit margin. 'Di ba? Pwede na. 'Di ba? Now, because you have provided this to the owner will be happy, right? Lalo na pag kunyari, pagka-close pa lang, kunyari, January pa lang, February 2 pa lang, nagawa mo na to. Nabigay mo na sa client. ang bilis mo, di ba? Or pagkatapos ng January 31, before mag 5 p.m. nabigay mo na to sa client. 'Di ba? Kasi real time mong nilalagay yung transactions, 'di ba? Real time. So, January 1, tapos mo January 1 hanggang sa natapos yung buwan, updated yung iyong recording, right? Tapos ginamitan mo ng formula. Pagka-record mo sa transactions, nag-update automatically yung trial balance mo, right? Nag-update agad yung P&L mo, right? Let's prove that, 'di ba? Let's prove that. Kunyari, may hinabol kang transaction dito sa transaction. Ay, nakalimutan ko. Meron pa pala akong invoice na hindi na-record. Or may humabol. Let's say humabol. Sabihin na natin, papaalis ka na ng office ng January 30th, 4 p.m. Tapos mo na sana yung financial. Kaso may humabol na client, nagbayad. 'Di ba? Nagbayad siya. Nakareceive ka ng cash. O, 'di ba? So, sabihin na natin, may transaction 9 tayo. Right? Tandaan nyo to, magkano lang yung P&L natin. Lagyan na natin ng screenshot para you can appreciate it more. Right? So, handa ka na sanang ibigay yung financial mo sa iyong client. Sinabi mo nang may ano ka, may income ka sir na 54,000. Pero again, wait, may humabol na customer ng 4 p.m. So you have to record right away kasi napaka-efficient mong bookkeeper, di ba? So ni-record mo, naka-receive ka ng cash on hand. Let's say nagbayad 5,000 ulit. O gawin na nating 3,500 kasi mura lang yung single mo dito kasi on time siya magbayad. Tapos, ano ba yung income mo? Service income, di ba? So, na-record mo service income. 3,500 ulit. So, sabi mo dito to record payment from a client. Right. So, na-record mo yan. Tapos mo na sana yung P&L mo, pero okay lang yan. Chill ka lang. Kasi yung P&L mo, automatic magka-update yan. Diba? Kasi ni-record mo lang yan sa transaction, pero automatic nag-update yung P&L mo kasi nga naka-formula. Diba? So, tingnan mo. 75 yun kanina, diba? Ngayon, 78,500 na kasi nadagdagan ng 3,500. Tama? Mali. Kasi nga efficient ka. Diba? Kasi nga efficient ka. That means, di ba, one characteristic ng financial statement, it has to be timely. Diba? So kung timely ka mag-record, timely ka din makakapag-provide ng report. Diba? So pag sinabi ni customer na, kinabukasan, bookkeeper, gusto ko makita in my desk yung income statement ko ha. Are you confident ka? Oh yes, definitely. I can even give it to you now if you want. 'Di ba? Kasi timely yung financial statements mo. Efficient ka bilang bookkeeper. Right? Is it possible for you to do it in actual practice, this one? Yes, you can. You can do this to your client. You can use this template. Right? You can recreate this template. This is awesome because I did it, Charet. Right? Isn't it amazing?
Yes,
And
right.
we will have more of this. Again, this is a working file. You will learn a lot more than this later on, right? So that's the beauty of why it's beautiful to be here live rather than, doing it at your own pace, yung QBO, because hindi naman i-explain ni QBO na, ay, ganito pala yung concept ng timeliness ng financial statements, right? Ganito pala yung kaibahan ng data at saka ng information. It's not gonna be done by QBO. Right, so meron na tayong P&L, di ba? In a matter of ilang minutes na natin nagawa yung P&L? 20 minutes ba? 20 minutes lang, di ba?
Yes.
Yung taray, nakapag-P&L ka, 20 minutes lang. Kahit pa magdagdag ka ng maraming transactions dito, dagdagan mo yan hanggang 100, yung P&L mo, okay lang yan, naka-structure na yan, mag-update lang yan. Right? Kasi nga, naka-formula na yan, naka-reference na yan. Diba? lahat ng transactions dito will be captured by our sum-ifs formula. Di ba? Yung trial balance natin, look at what it does. Yung formula niya, ay ito pala. Na-capture na yung buong column E, column D, right? Buong column F, right? It is already captured. So kahit magdagdag ka ng transaction sa baba, again, your financial statements will update automatically. Now, ganun din si QBO, guys. Right? Ganun din si QBO. Naglagay ka lang ng transactions, yung profit and loss, automatic na yan. Gagawin ni QBO. I-generate mo lang na lang sa report. That's the same concept. Right? We're just showing you this way para maintindihan nyo how it works again on the back end. Right? Copy so far? Diba? So, now, we're gonna create ano na naman, a balance sheet. So let's duplicate that. And then let's rename this to BS. Hindi bullshit, ha? BS stands for balance sheet. Ano ba yung BS? Expression na BS sa US. Yeah, no, that's BS.
Yes,
Alam niyo
that's
yun?
bullshit.
Yeah, BS is yung hindi nagsasabi ng totoo, yung fina-flatter ka, right? Like, I hear a lot of BS, right? In my life. Pag nga Pinoy, pag nangyari yun, maraming mga sinasabi. Tapos, at the back of my head, I'm just, oh, that's just BS. Right? Mga politicians, they say a lot of BS. Yeah. Anyway, so we have statement of financial position naman, balance sheet. Or we'll not say balance sheet, balance sheet. Let's call it balance sheet na lang. Right. Hindi SHIT, ha? Sheet. Not, yeah, ayaw ko kasi sabihin yung SHIT eh. Baka maban tayo sa YouTube. Charet. So we don't want to say bad words. Right. So now, balance sheet naman, we will, instead of using the income and expenses accounts, gamitin naman natin yung balance sheet accounts. Ang tawag dito, guys, in technical term, diba, if you've gone through accounting, yung asset, liability, and equity accounts, ang tawag dito, real accounts, diba? Real accounts. Ito namang income and expenses, they're called as nominal accounts. Right? Trivia lang yun. Hindi nyo kailangan intindihin yun. Right? Trivia lang. Para ma-refresh yung iba. Diba? So, kunin naman natin ngayon yung mga real accounts. So let's paste that. Values, right? And then let's take these out. And then let's reference this again. Cash on hand. Pwede tayong mag-VLOOKUP dito din, guys. Gusto niyo VLOOKUP? Sige, VLOOKUP tayo. Pwede kayong mag-direct reference or mag-VLOOKUP. Para lang yung sa mga hindi familiar sa VLOOKUP, ganito siya nag-work. Right? So VLOOKUP. So hanap tayo ng range. Pang ilang column si N. Galing sa C. C, dami eh. ABC. C na. 6 ba? Hindi ah. May hidden columns kasi tayo eh. Hindi 6.
12.
17, sabi ni Rachel. Layo ba? So C, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. 12 lang. Grabe naman si Rachel, 17 ang layo. So 12. Tapos false. Sana tama yung formula natin. O, tama naman. Yan. Kasi di ba may hidden columns kasi tayo kasi akala niyo 6 lang. Hindi. Right. So, may sobra dahil special ka. Special child. Tapos, sa balance sheet, pwede natin ganitohin para makita niyo yung accounting equation. Kasi pwedeng ganitong presentation na, ano bang tawag dito? Vertical. Pwede ding horizontal. But we'll do horizontal para mag-sink in sa inyo yung accounting equation. So, lahat ng liability and equity ilagay natin sa right side. Tapos, lahat ng assets dito naman siya. So, total natin yung asset. Total assets. So, total assets daw, 190,816. Tapos, maglagay tayo ng separator dito. I-total din natin yung liabilities. So, total liabilities. Yan. Total liabilities, 8,000. Tapos, total equity. Hindi. Dito tayo. Total equity. Total owner's equity pala. Owner's equity. Tapos total liabilities and owner's equity would be the total liabilities plus your total equity. Dapat mag-total siya sa total assets. Halaka, hindi total. Wah, hindi total. Total asset mo is 190 pero yung total liabilities and equity mo hindi, 133 lang.
Hindi pa
May
po ata
variance.
na-add yung net income, Chris.
Ang bilis ni Miss Alma, oh.
Ay, sorry, sumali ako.
Okay lang yan. Okay lang yan. So variance check tayo, 'di ba? Kasi mag-validation check tayo, 'di ba? Gawin natin ng habit yung validation check. Hindi variance check, validation check na lang. Validation check. So if ano ba yan? Equals if, ang daming suggestion ni Google If this is equal to this, then you say okay. Otherwise, you say hoy. Recheck mo. Examination point pa talaga. Diba? Hala, huy, recheck mo daw. Ano pa yan? Bakit naman kasi ganon? Diba? So, anong gagawin natin, Ma'am Alma? Yung paano natin ma-fix yan? Yung variance na yan?
I-add mo dito sa may owner's equity yung net income mo.
Okay. Net income pa.
Si
Sabi
Sir
ni
Chris talaga.
Alma. Okay, tingnan natin. PNL 57,816,67. Aba, naging okay na siya. Hindi ka na tinawag na huy. Diba? So, balance na yung iyong equation. Asset equal liability and equity na. Amazing, is it not? Diba? Kaya nga, sabi natin dito sa trial balance, balikan natin. Expand natin yung equation. Diba? Sinabi natin dito, yung asset is equal to liability plus your equity. Tapos, naglagay pa tayo plus yung income plus minus yung expenses. Diba? Kasi itong income and expenses ay implicit sa equity. Right? Kaya hindi niyo siya dapat kalimutan. Copy? Diba? So just like that, in a matter of 30 minutes, nakagawa tayo ng P&L at saka balance sheet. Isn't it amazing? Okay na to. Okay na daw. Tara na. Out na tayo. Tapos na tayo. Diba? So, how do you guys feel about this? Alright, sobrang galing daw. Ang galing ninyo, diba? Good. Galing. Right, so now you appreciate. This is how bookkeeping works. Right? You have a start and you have an end. This is how you demonstrate the 6 steps of accounting cycle. Ano uli yung accounting cycle? Analyzing the transaction, recording and posting the transaction, preparation of the unadjusted trial balance, the adjusting entries, the preparation of the adjusted trial balance, tapos financial statements preparation. Di ba? Nagawa natin. We were able to do it. Tapos naman tayo. Are we done? Are we done? One semester, ginawa niyo pong 1 hour. Diba? Kaya mag-share na kayo. Post natin doon sa YouTube. Tapos i-share nyo. Kasi, imagine if instructors ng accounting would do it this way. Hindi kayo mahihirapan mag-analyze. Paano kaya pag nagkamali yung transaction? Anong impact nun? Right? Paano yung sinasabing asset equals liabilities and equity? Ang hirap naman intindihin yun. Right? Pag theoretical lang kasi, tapos nagpa-follow pa kayo sa libro, tapos manual niyo pang ginagawa, you cannot do simulation. Right? You cannot do simulation because it would take you a while for you to be able to see what the impact of anything that you are gonna do again in your recording. Right? So I hope, you make this viral, not for me to get famous, but to make it, to show the people, lalo na yung nagtuturo ng accounting, that there is a way that they can teach accounting cycle. Yung sabi nga ni, sino may sabi dito? Yung isang semester daw ginawang isang oras, right? Imagine if you were doing TESDA. Di bang TESDA, I think, araw-araw nagmi-meet, tapos it takes about 40 days ata. And I could be wrong. But it takes a while for TESDA because manual, right? Bas natapos nyo na yung course, mag-exam kayo, napasa niyo yung exam, pero hindi niyo pa rin alam paano mag-prepare ng financial statements. Di ba? So, there are ways. There are ways that we can be efficient. There are ways that, a topic like this can be presented in a way that maiintindihan ng kahit nino, kahit walang accounting background. Copy so far? And that's the goal, right? So, I know hindi naman lahat naiintindihan agad to. It's okay, right? If you feel like dito, masyadong pa din, cloudy pa rin in your head, murky, it's okay. You will have the recorded session, play it, and then you have what the G sheet. I'm not sure anybody has tried to replicate the G sheet. Kasi ang access nyo dito is read only, right? But I'm not sure if you save it, like if you download this as an Excel, if you can actually do, you can play around with it. Merong nag-try?
Yes po, Chris. Di-download ko siya and then chinek ko. I intact yung formula and then you can retry.
Oh, good. So that's what you do. You can download this as an Excel and then play around with it. What you can do is, para lang ma-reinforce yung understanding nyo, mag-add kayo ng transactions dito. Add transactions, right? You add transactions, just make sure na nasa chart of accounts, di ba? Kasi kung wala sa chart of accounts, it's gonna cause a mess sa trial balance nyo and it's gonna cause a mess sa balance sheet nyo. Right? Magdi-desbalance kayo. Try natin, di ba? For example, and also making mistake, that's how you learn. So for example, gumawa tayo ng 10 pang 10 transactions. Pang 10 transaction. Let's say on the 130, 25, let's say nag-drawing si owner. Di ba? I-screenshot natin ng balance sheet. Kasi I'm about to make another point. Screenshot din natin yung profit and loss. So, yun. So, kunyari, because you are so efficient, ibigay mo sa sa owner yung profit and loss statement niya before mag 5 p.m. nung January 30 at nakita niya kasi 'di ba ang financial statement is used for decision making, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Decision making. So nung nakita ng owner, ay kumita pala ako 57. Bongga naman. So magkano cash balance ko ngayon? As of today, magkano cash balance ko? So, tingnan niya balance sheet. Aba, may 92,000, may 95,000 ako. Ang dami kong cash. So, I decide as an owner, ay mag-draw nga ako. Kailangan kong magpasahod sa sa aking kasambahay doon sa aking bahay, right? So he's making a decision to make a withdrawal. Because again, nakita niya, ay kumita pala siya ng January. 'Di ba? Alam 57,000. Tapos may cash siya na as of lagay natin as of. Tapos lagay natin yung formula na now. Ay, ayaw ko. As of the line na as of 30 Jan 2025. So as of a given date, right? So as of today, mayroon akong 95,200 na cash. Right? So now as an owner, again, I will decide to make a drawing, right? So lagay ako dito owner's drawing. Nasa chart of accounts ba natin yung owner's drawing? Meron. Wag owner's drawing. Kanyari ano lang, nagkamali tayo. Kasi na-excite tayo. Kasi ganun pag pre-nace ka, bigla kang mai-excite tapos mawala ka na sa pag-iisip. Sabi, ay na-excite ka, nag-drawing ka lang. Drawing lang. Ginagay mo, drawing. Tapos, sabi ni owner, mag-drawing nga ako ng 10,000 kasi malaki pa naman yung cash ko, 95 pa naman. So, 10,000. Tapos, again, na-excite ka. Instead of cash, nag-cash in bank ka ngayon. Cash in bank. 10,000. Kasi nagmamadali ka na kasi hinintay ka na ng boyfriend mo sa baba. Paalis na kayo. May pahabol yung boss mo. So sabi mo dito to record owner's drawing. So ano mangyayari ngayon? Tingnan mo. Kasi sa pagmam hala ka dyan. Walang impact yun sa profit and loss, no? Tama pa rin yung profit and loss natin. Bakit? Kasi itong accounts na involved, hindi naman to P&L accounts, di ba? Drawing, cash and bank ay real accounts. So balance sheet lang yung magiging impact, ang impacted nito. So tingnan mo. Hoy, recheck mo daw. 'Di ba? Pagkapasok mo sa office kinabukasan, ito agad yung bubulaga sa iyo. Hoy, recheck mo yung work mo, 'di ba? Bakit kaya? Kasi yung asset mo 180, tapos yung total liabilities and owner's equity 190. Bakit kaya? 'Di ba? Bakit kaya, guys? Tingnan mo ngayon. Hala ka dyan. 95,200 pa rin yung cash ko. Pero wait, bakit negative yung cash in bank ko ngayon? 'Di ba? Tapos yung aking equity 190. Pareho pa din last time. Ano kayang nangyari? Kasi una, di ko na-capture yung drawing. Diba? Diba? Tingnan mo, zero yung drawing. Tapos may negative cash in bank ako. Paano kayo nangyari may negative cash in bank ako? Diba? Tingnan natin yung trial balance ngayon. So, expand natin yan. Tingnan mo, cash in bank. Bakit may credit sa cash in bank? Diba? Sabi natin, yung cash in bank is an asset account. Yung normal balance niya is debit. Wala namang debit to begin with. Pero nag-credit ka. So debit minus credit, malamang negative. Kasi 0 versus minus 10,000, malamang negative. Diba? So pwede kaya yun? So babalikan mo ngayon yung transaction. Sabi ko, bakit ako nag-cash in bank? Actual cash naman yung binigay ko sa boss ko. Diba? So ngayon, babalikan mo yan. So syempre, i-fix mo lang, cash on hand. Diba? So nung binalik mo cash on hand, tingnan mo sa balance sheet mo kung okay na siya. Alright, check pa din. Uy, recheck mo pa din. Bakit? Kasi yung cash mo, na-fix mo na, 85,200. 188,160 na. Pero yung liability mo, an owner's equity, 190 pa din. Wala ka pa ding owner's drawing. So, babalikan mo na naman uli. Ano ba yung nangyari sa transaction ko? Ayun, gumamit ako ng drawing account. Yung drawing account, hindi naman yan defined doon sa chart of accounts. Ang naka-define sa chart of accounts is owner's drawing. So, palitan ko yan ngayon. I-copy ko lang yung owner's drawing. I'll go to transactions. Copy-paste ko. Tapos, balikan ko ulit yung balance sheet ko. Abay, okay na siya. Okay na siya. O, 'di ba? So, anong nangyari doon? Naging careless ka bilang bookkeeper kasi na-excite ka, papauwi ka na. Kasi payday din yun. Pinasahod ka ni boss mo ng 5,000, 'di ba? So, gusto mo nang umuwi. Kaya nagmamadali ka na compromise yung accuracy. 'Di ba? Hindi ka na accurate. Kasi mali-mali na yung financial statements mo. So, that also works in real life, right? Minsan, in the interest of time, gusto nating magmadali, nakakalimutan nating i-recheck yung work natin, right? So, what if chinek yun ng boss mo, right? Without you knowing, ay, wala ka nang babalikan ng work pag kinabukasan. Di ba? So, ganun yun, right? So, timeliness, accuracy, you have to be mindful about that. Especially mga bookkeepers tayo. We deal with numbers. And if we are very negligent, we're not being thorough, it can cost our job, right? And as a bookkeeper, this is the value that you provide to your client. Yung decision niya kaninang mag-draw ng 10,000 or 10,000 ba yung draw niya? 10,000 was guided from you being able to provide him a financial statements on time. 'Di ba? So, the owner, alam niya magbabayad siya ng kasambahay niya. He decided to make a drawing from his business because he knows that the business made money during that month at may enough cash siya. You know what I mean? Kasi hindi naman magde-decide yung owner na magdo-drawing kung pag tinanong ka, may cash ba tayo dyan? Sir, di ko alam. Right? Or magkano kayang kinita ko ng January? Hindi sir, di ko pa alam. Hindi pa ako nakapag-prepare ng financial statements. O di ba? So your value now diminishes. Kasi the owner wants to make a decision on that day, but you are not able to prepare or give him the information he needs to support his decision. That's our value as a bookkeeper, right? We provide the information. And again, the value of information also can be attributed to its timeliness, to its accuracy. Making sense so far?
Yes po. Yes po.
Right. Sino ditong walang accounting background but naiintindihan ito? Kung mag-say ka ng no, okay lang. I would not take it against you. It's okay to be honest kung hindi pa masyadong nagsisingkin. But sino ditong walang accounting background at all, zero knowledge but naiintindihan ito? Meron ba? Or lahat tayo mayroon ng mga knowledge ng accounting? So, Sharina. Joel, no accounting background. Anong mga background niyo, Joel? Anong background mo, Joel and Shanina? If you can just type that in. Rowena din. Mga no accounting background, but ang tanong ko, naiintindihan niyo ba siya? Are you able to get it or understand it? Okay, JB says no accounting background but gets. Ako first year college student pa lang as of now. Rihanna is first year college student? Wow. I'm curious, Rihanna, why are you here? First year ka pa pala. Mag-aga. Gusto mo bang kumita ng 200,000 at the age of nakita niyo ba yun? Yung viral. High school pa lang siya, nagto-200 na daw siya. Baka gustong gayahin ni Rihanna. It's not bad, Rihanna. It's really good that you're here even if you're first year pa lang but you're thinking of doing freelance work already. If you find a job because of this, let me know. Be very, very happy. Yes, Rowena, you want to say something?
I just raised the hand na nagtanong ka ng no accounting background pero
Okay. Good. Thank you very much. So, ang dami-dami pala na nagigets. Thank you very much. That's very reassuring. My departmental exam pa ba na ako sa mga accounting students? Meron pa ba daw departmental exam? Kami nung college, hindi ko naranasan yung departmental exam. And to be honest, kung nag-departmental exam kami noon, hindi ako papasa. Kasi I don't know, I'm even surprised kung bakit ako nag-graduate ng accounting in 4 years time, hindi ako bumagsak. Pero munti ka na. Munti ka na akong bumagsak. Um, cut off ng school namin was 2.0. Pag first year and second year, cut off was 2.0. Yung accounting 3 ko, which was financial accounting, yung grade ko doon 2.0 talaga, as in tumungtong lang siya, muntikan na, right? And the class, I think we managed, ang nakapasa lang doon sa class was less than half of the class managed to pass. Tapos pag higher accounting na, yung cut off namin 2.2. Nakadalawang subject din ako na ang grade ko was 2.2 lang din. So parang I was always like parang muntik ka na ba? No, I was not the best student. So buti na lang wala kaming departmental exam nung time na yun. Kasi kung meron, hindi ako papasa talaga. I swear to God. Parang yung accounting kasi noon was that napasubo na lang ako ba? Na kasi I was supposed to take education. Alam ko na kwenta ko na to sa inyo, but just share ko lang. I was supposed to take education as a course. Kasi sabi nung teacher ko nung high school, when I do reporting, lahat nakikinig. Pag nagre-report, alam niyo yung Manila paper, tapos yung visual aid niyo, ganun-ganon. Tapos magre-reporting na, ako lang yung magre-report sa class na hindi nagbabasa ng visual aid. Ini-explain ko talaga kung ano yung nasa visual. Bullet points lang yung nilalagay ko, tapos nag-explain ako. Sabi nung teacher ko, you know what, Chris, you're gonna make a good teacher. And so, na-imprint yun sa mind ko. So, I think I would wanna become a teacher. Tapos, nung sinshare ko na yun sa few friends and family, sabi nila, magti-teacher ka, parang ang dali. Parang hindi bagay sa'yo. So, sabi ko, ano bang mahirap na subject na course? Sabi nila, accounting. Wait, ano bang accounting? Ano bang ginagawa ng accountant? Tapos, parang gusto ko din yung tunog ng accounting. Tapos CPA. So, parang, sige na nga, gawin ko na. Tapos, yung ginawa ko na, yun na. Sabi ko, hindi pala to basta-bastang course na to. Muntik ka na akong mag-shift. Muntik ka na akong mag-shift talaga to education. Tapos, yung sign ko nun kay God is that pag pinapasa mo ko, meaning para sa akin talaga to. Pinapasa niya naman ako. Right? And so, that was my journey. I never loved accounting. But, looking back, kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, nothing happens by accident. Looking back, I'm very glad I took up accounting. Because if I had not taken up accounting, I would not be doing US tax. And if I did not do US tax, I would not have been able to travel to places I would want to travel. You know what I mean? Kaya nga tayo may free course ngayon because one inspiration I had was when I was in New York, I was standing in the middle of Times Square, and that scene, alam mo yung Times Square, di ba? Yung super daming ilaw. That's one of the most visited place in the world. Daming tao. And then I was there and I felt like I was living the dream, right? I was living the dream and I never thought I would be able to do it. Right? Kasi nakastuck na sa mind ko accounting, hindi naman pang travel yun eh. But then I've always wanted to travel. And so I told myself, grabe God, ang galing mo, right? This was just a dream and now it's became a reality, and it would not have been a reality kung hindi ako nag-accounting, right? And I'm so blessed ba? And I feel like I want to share it. I want to share this experience to people na who used to just dream and it can actually become their reality too, right? And so yeah, that was my inspiration. Kaya nga tayo may free course ngayon. That's why it's called Borderless, because I also want to share that blessing, that experience that I have, the flexibility, the freedom that I'm getting because nasa US accounting and tax ako. Right? And that was a blessing to me. And like what you guys are experiencing, kung nahihirapan kayo, okay lang yan. I had it too. I felt lost at one point in my life. I felt like I didn't take the right course. I should have taken this course. I should have taken that. I had regrets too. But then I continued nevertheless, right? I continued the journey. And guess what? Accounting found its way back to me, right? And then I started a business. It failed. And nung nag-fail yung business, I decided mag-CPA na nga lang ako para mag-practice ako ng accounting para hindi na ako magtinda, ganun. And so I decided to take the board exam. And when I if looking back, if the business did not fail, I would not have become a CPA. Kasi wala akong motivation to take the CPA. Kasi alam kong baka bumagsak lang ako. Kasi I never loved accounting. Again, I never loved accounting. But then nung nag-review na, wala na akong choice kasi hindi nag-abroad na ako tapos my savings got depleted as in zero. And so ginalingan ko na lang din. Ginalingan ko na lang yung review kasi para bang there was no going back for me. And so God was good, like He always is. Pinapasa niya ako, and then when I passed, I eventually, the ticket to me practicing US tax was me being a CPA. Pero hindi ko nagamit yung pagiging CPA naman at all. Right? Parang gateway lang siya. Kasi part of the requirement ng JD was that you have to be a CPA para ma-interview ka ng owner. Parang yun lang yung gamit niya. But really, US tax, nung nagtatax na ako, ang particular ng qualification niya, pero isang ginagawa ko parang ang dali-dali naman nito. Diba? Parang ang dali-dali naman nito. Parang mas mahirap pa yung ginagawa ko dati sa Saudi. Nung nag-Excel, yung mga ganito. Hindi ganito ang US tax. I mean, at that time, kasi I was doing 1040 lang din. So, nadalian ako. So, parang feeling ko, ganito lang ba yung US tax? Diba? Parang ang dali lang naman pala. So I looked around, I explored, and then I realized, hey, mayroon pa palang mas advanced na course ng tax, right? May business, tapos may representation. Because I explored, kasi nga nabuburyong ako, kasi nga ang dali-dali. And so that started my growth na din. So fast forward 5 years now, or going 6, I learned a lot, right? And now I can say, I loved accounting na. I no longer hate accounting. I now start to love accounting, and I see that, I now see the reason why God made me take accounting close to 20 years na since I graduated. And tama ba? Wait lang. Parang hindi pa naman ako ganun katanda. Sorry Hindi 20 years. I'll take that back. Naman ako nag-graduate. 2025. See, ang bobo ko sa math. I'm telling you. Close to 20 years na rin pala, sorry. No, close to 20 years na. My goodness. Ayun, so, yeah, that's my journey about accounting. Sorry, ang dami kong kwento. I took 30 minutes, but I just really had to relax my head, and yours too, because ang tindi kayo ng P&L and balance sheet, di ba? It's no joke to do P&L and balance sheet, lalo na kung marami yung transactions. Galing nyo, hindi nyo love accounting pero CPA kayo. Oo ganun talaga. Parang minsan, sabi nila, when you're in Rome, be a Roman. Meron pa iba. Like, you learn to dance with the flow or go with the flow. Parang ganun. Parang napasubo ka na lang. And again, hindi. I would say, it was more than me. There was a divine guidance from above that I thought at that point when I was struggling, I didn't understand, right? Ganun naman talaga. When you're going through something, you will not understand it, right? But when you go past that, you will realize, hey, kaya pala nangyari yun. Mga kaya pala, right? And again, I go back to what Steve Jobs said in his speech. You cannot connect the dots going forward. You can only connect the dots backward, right? So that's how life goes. And if you're in this quandary again na ano ba talagang gusto mo sa buhay mo? Saan ka ba talaga pupunta? The session that we're having now is no accident. There is a reason why we're here. There is a reason why you enrolled in this course. There is a reason why you come across Borderless Accountant. There is a reason, right? And what that reason is, I don't know. You will know later on, right? And when you know, come back to us and tell us, right? Right. Si Jay, I don't love accounting but love dollars. Sabi ko pa naman, pag ba na CPA ako, yayaman ako, iilan lang mayaman doon. Aba, payaman pala mga CPAs this era. Oh yeah. payaman ng mga CPA this era. Lalo kung CPA ka ngayon, nagta-struggle ka sa corporate job, iwan mo na yan, mag-US CPA ka, mag-US accounting ka na, tax. Maraming pera doon. I can tell you. I can very well tell you. Right? Nakwento ko na din to. Tuloy-tuloy ko na yung kwento ko ha. So, when I had this conversation with the dean of the College of Accountancy sa University of Bohol, I told her, parang ang hirap i-convince ng mga Philippine CPAs to switch career, to become a US accountant or US tax preparer. Kasi yung iba, syempre secured na yung job nila. Iba nasa government, yung iba nasa corporate. And minsan, hindi by choice but because of the circumstances surrounding them. Kasi yung iba may mga loan, 'di ba? Ang hirap umalis sa corporate job kung may loan ka sa company, right? Or kung hindi man sa company, sa private institutions. And then you're gonna embark on freelancing na hindi naman sigurado, right? So yung iba, they're stuck, right? Not because by choice, but because again, by the circumstances they are in. Kaya sabi ko, oo nga eh, parang I think yan is experiencing it. Ang hirap kumuha ng mga CPAs na i-transition sa freelance kasi yung titingnan nila una yung stability eh, yung security, 'di ba? Iiwan ba nila yung secure job nila na medyo tied up din sila over something na wala namang kasiguraduhan na any moment they can also lose client. Di ba ganun sa freelancing eh. Any moment you can also lose client. I heard a lot of stories. But there's one thing I gotta tell you. If you know tax, US tax for that matter, you will not lose job. You will not lose a job, especially if you're doing a good job. Bookkeeper maybe. If you're a bookkeeper, you can be negligible. I'm sorry to say this. You can be very negligible kasi madali kang palitan. Right? Madali kang palitan ng iba, madali ka ring palitan ng AI. Right? But if you know tax in the Philippines, hindi pa siya ganun kasaturated. Pag tananggal ka, yung firm, baka mahirapang palitan ka. Right? So, why am I talking tax na kasi sa bookkeeping tayo? Kasi I don't want you to be also just a bookkeeper, right? Hindi ko ginadjust ang bookkeeper because it's a just, but because honestly, when you do books and you don't do tax, you're missing a lot, right? But if you're a bookkeeper and you're a tax preparer at the same time, oh my God, that's jackpot, right? So don't stay as a bookkeeper. Equip yourself, become a tax preparer. And the good news is that there's a reason why we're doing QuickBooks bookkeeping as well because we're about to launch tax prep course na business naman. And again, I've been telling you this, yung ginagamit natin sa business return is based on the financial statements. Ito yon, yung nakikita niyo sa screen ngayon. Ito yon, balance sheet and profit and loss statement. This is what we use to prepare a business tax return. Right? So yung mga nag-take ng course ng individual tax return ng 1040, okay lang yun kasi hindi naman lahat may P&L kasi hindi naman lahat may Schedule C, di ba? Hindi naman lahat may Schedule E. But again, advantage na sa inyo na you know how to prepare financial statements, you know what a balance sheet look like, you know what a P&L looks like so that it would equip you later on when we transition to our tax course. And I hope you guys, yung mga nandito, will continue, no? Matapos man natin tong certification course ng QBO, don't stop, you know? Meron pa tayong tax, no? We're not done yet. Anyways, ang dami ko nang sinabi. 30 minutes pa naman. Meron pa tayong 9. May mga comments ba kayo, reactions? Anything you wanna say, share? Kasi parang ako lang yung nag-share. Wait, ano ba to? Screenshot pala to. Alisin na natin yung screenshot. Alasin na rin natin yung balance sheet. May nagtatanong na they want the copy of the this version na may profit and loss and balance sheet. Don't worry, kasi Google Sheet to. Updated yung link na shinare namin, na shinare ko sa inyo from yesterday ata or the day before. Updated yun kasi G Sheet. It's in the cloud. So updated real time yun. So if you have a copy of the sheet, you refresh it, you should be able to see the balance sheet there and the profit and loss. That's updated real time. right? I don't, sinong ano dito, experience to prepare cash flow? Kasi need natin ng cash flow state. Kailangan ba natin ng statement of changes and equity? Ay, hindi naman na. Kasi sa tax, hindi na rin kami nag-a-ask ng changes in equity. Maybe cash flow for your reference. Ano ba yung cash flow? Pero kasi bookkeeping lang naman to eh. Yung business niya, yung paanong na-arrive tong 85,200. So beginning cash balance, transaction impacting cash, tapos cash on hand. Wag na tayo mag-cash flow. I decided not to do cash flow. I'll just show you na lang what a cash flow looks like, okay? So, perplexity tayo. Tapos sa QBO, mayroon namang cash flow nun. Okay rin na. P&L at saka ano na lang tayo, balance sheet. So, can you please show a cash flow statement for bookkeeping business? Right, so that's how it looks like. So cash flow, beginning cash, tapos mga inflow. Ano daw yung mga inflow? Cash receipts from bookkeeping services, other cash receipts, total cash inflows. Tapos cash outflows, salaries, wages, yung mga binayaran natin. And then lahat ng mga purchases. Dami kasi. Try na lang din kaya natin. Para lang may appreciation ka na yung gamit ng cash statement of cash flows. So, or is it worth it? I don't think so. So, what do you use a cash flow statement for? Para hindi na ako mag-explain. What do you use a statement of cash flow for? Speak to me like I'm in grade 4. Right. I did that para simplify niya. Sabi dito, a statement of cash flow is like a money story that tells you where the money is in a business, where the money in a business comes from and where it goes. Imagine you have a piggy bank, di ba? Pang grade 4 talaga. The statement shows you how money goes into your piggy bank when you get your allowance or do chores, and how money leaves when you buy toys or snack. It helps people see if a business has enough money to pay for the things it needs, like bills or buying new stuff. So it's useful to make sure the business doesn't run out of money and can keep working well. It's like checking if your piggy bank has enough coins to cover what you want to buy next. Right. So money in, money out. Oh, thank you for all the help. So, yan. Discuss din po sa next module yung cash flow. Nag-browse na ako sa next. Okay, good, Merla. Thank you. Meron palang discussion din ng cash flow sa module ng QBO. So, yeah, tamang hindi na natin gawin yan. Sabi ni Cherry, ikaw daw, Kelly, yung magpakape. Oo. Oo, kasi naka-receive na si Kelly ng first pay niya. Na-receive na yung first pay niya ng wika. O, diba? Magpakape ka daw. Virtual coffee. Tapos 3-in-1 stick. Ayun. So that's cash flow. Meron pa ba tayong time? Alright, continue lang tayo sa course natin. Okay naman tayo doon sa demonstration natin ng 6 steps of the accounting cycle. Na-appreciate nyo naman yung 6 steps, right? And now you know what the financial statements look like, right? Pag sinabing financial statements, that's profit and loss, mainly the profit and loss and the balance sheet. Okay? Sa tax, hindi na tayo naghahanap ng cash flow at saka statement of changes and equity. Ang cash flow kasi more of internal reporting na rin 'yon. Right? Management reports na yung titingin ng cash flow. Wala nang pakialam si IRS kung ano yung cash flow mo ng taxpayer. Pakialam niya lang yung income statement at saka yung balance sheet. Pag malaki na rin yung business. Right? Annie, you wanna say something? We can't hear you, Annie. There is something wrong with the audio. Baka hindi naka-plug yung mic mo. Type ko na lang. Sige, go. Meron din ba temporary differences? Good question. Temporary differences has something to do with deferred tax. Sa US, I'm talking about US tax ha. Merong mga differences, but it's not more of dito sa atin, yung deferred tax. May mga differences like sa meals, mga charitable contribution, mga non-deductible expenses. But we will cover that sa business side. So, merong mga differences. And meron din statement sa tax return that details kung ano yung book income and ano yung tax income. What causes the difference. Right? Merong ganong concept din sa atin sa US tax. Sa financial reporting versus tax reporting, ganito kasi yon sa US, hindi naman sila nagpapa-audit ng kanilang financial statements unless you are publicly listed. Unlike dito sa atin, yung sa BIR, I don't know why they're doing that. Kahit maliliit na business, kailangan sign ng auditor yung financial statements, diba? Sa US, hindi. Hindi mo kailangan ng audited financial statements to prepare a tax return. So any statement from the QuickBooks or kahit nga yung minsan nga yung ibang client, what they provide is Excel. Excel na profit loss. That's it. And then you can take that. You can prepare the return based on that. Hindi na kailangan na meron pang, iba sa BIR, alam ko mayroon pa tinatawag na compiler, tapos yung financial statements, sign pa, tapos ni client doon sa financial statements. Basta ang daming kuda. Right? But sa US, hindi. You only need the profit and loss statement from the client. It doesn't need to be audited. Kasi in a way, when you were preparing tax return, parang nag-audit na rin tayo. But little lang. Like, of course, we want to understand bakit may mga negatives sa amounts or yung nagsisimple sanity check ng mga amount, bakit ganito yung figures or hindi consistent from the prior year. Pero hindi yung malawakang audit talaga. No. It's just really you wanna make, as a tax preparer, yung goal mo doon is that the financials can stand an audit from the IRS. Yun lang. In case i-audit si IRS, may backup si taxpayer, right? So, kumbaga, ano ba yan? May due diligence pa rin ginagawa si tax preparer, but not extensive. Right? Okay. Thank you, Annie, for that wonderful question. Anyone else who would want to ask? Or continue na tayo? Oo, daming kuda dito sa Pinas tapos sa contractor lang naman mapupunta. 'Di ba? Kaloka. And there's funny thing. There's this one clip. 'Di ba tinanong si Diskaya kanina if you were following the news? Tinanong siya ni Bato. Kailan ka nag-start sa DPWH? 2012 daw. Tapos nag-follow up question pa si Bato. Kailan ka nag-engage sa flood control? Bam, 2016. Sino ng president ng 2016? O, diba? Wala akong sinabi. But you can very well tell how that flood control dilemma started. Definitely not under the Yellow Tard administration. And you can very well tell who really plundered the Philippines and when it happened. Right? And I don't want to talk politics. But you probably know my affiliation. Okay. Diba, Jeneline, nakakatawa. Minsan nahuhuli mo magnanakaw sa sarili nilang bait. Wait lang guys, open ko lang yung QBO. Do you guys experience this thing na, like in my case, pag nag-open ako ng QBO, it doesn't ask me to reset my password. Wala siyang link na sinesend sa email. Like setting na mo. You guys are seeing my screen right now?
Yes, sir.
So, kasi I don't know what my password is anymore. So if I hit forget password, there's only an option to send you a text or an email, or see more options. Meron pala. Use passkey, whatever. Try password again. I don't know. But I used to do this na lang, and then it would just send me a verification code sa email. And then once I get that email,
Chris?
I just enter the code, and then it would let me in already. 762. Do you guys experience this thing? It's weird, right?
Yes. Um,
I
for
always use
my
that.
experience, nag-passkey na lang po ako.
I
Nag-passkey.
always
Mas
Kasi,
use
madali.
the passkey
Mas
because I
madali
always
kesa
forget
code.
my password.
Same, passkey din
mm,
po gamit ko. Mas madali siya mag-login pag pass.
okay. Pauso din to si QBO. Passkey. Subukan ko yan later, yung passkey, or next time. Nakalag-in na kasi ako eh. So, now let's continue with the course. Happy naman tayo sa accounting cycle. Naintindihan naman. May value naman akong na-add sa inyo. Right? Kasi
Yes po.
importante sa akin yun that I'm able to add value to you or to my clients or to whoever it is that I'm working with. Right? And that's also our mindset dapat. Am I able to provide value to my employer or to the people I'm working with? Diba? Right, so let's start learning. Right, so let's continue. I think last part na tayo ng bookkeeping basics. Emma, Chris, can I ask? I'm just curious if US has any withholding taxes. Yes, meron po. W-2 withholding. Yeah, meron. Chris, how do I relate the Excel file to the QBO? How do I use QBO? Right. We will relate that as we go along, Merlita. Don't worry. Okay. So I'm not gonna answer your question, but I'm gonna show it to you, although not now. Later as we go along. Okay. So accounting cycle, step-by-step process. We've gone through that. We've gone through this part. And then, all right. So financial statements na tayo. O diba? Nauna pa tayo nag-prepare ng financial statements before natin binasa to, no? O diba? Mas advanced tayo. Check. Anyway, any volunteer? Step 6. 6. Not 6. 6. Kumaban tayo. Sha, go ahead, Sha.
Step 6, prepare financial statement. Mariah's last step is to create the bakery's 4 main financial statements. Income statement, showing the business revenues and expenses for a specific period, also known as a profit and loss statement or P&L. Balance sheet, presenting a snapshot of the business assets, liabilities, and equity at a particular moment. Statement of equity, tracking the changes in the business equity, starting from the opening balance to the ending balance for the period. Statement of cash flow, providing information about resources and uses of cash by the business, offering insights into cash inflows and outflows.
All right. Continue mo na siya.
Financial statements, a set of reports that show how a business is performing financially and all business activities related to running the business. Financial statements include the balance sheet, income statement, statement of equity, and statement of cash flow.
Thank you, Sha. Right. So we've done that, right? The 4 financial statements. We discussed the 2. The other 2 we don't want to go through that because sabi naman ni Merlita ba yun? Meron namang section dito sa course na ina-elaborate yung cash flow. And maybe there should also be one for the statement of changes in equity. Right. So let's apply what we know. Any volunteer? Cover natin tong question na to. And okay, Rowena, go ahead.
Okay, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
When creating financial statements for your client, always use the unadjusted trial balance, or balance sheet. For me, it's adjusted trial balance.
Okay, we've seen that earlier, right? We've seen that earlier. We use the adjusted trial balance, hindi yung unadjusted, right?
Adjusted.
All right. Everyone in agreement?
Yes, po.
All right, thank you. Let's submit. And that's correct. Always use the adjusted trial balance. The unadjusted trial balance shows the totals for the ledger accounts before any adjustments are made. It is therefore not suitable for creating financial documents because you will be missing out on the adjusted accounts. All right, next. I want to go read this part. Jessica, go ahead, please.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. So a client asks you to provide a financial statement that shows their profits for the past quarter. Which financial statement should you prepare? My answer here is income statement.
All right. Everybody in agreement? The question is asking a financial statement that shows profits for the past quarter. Right. So I guess everybody's in agreement. Nakita niyo naman how a P&L looks like, right? Or an income statement. And you're right. The income statement shows the net profits of a business during a given reporting period. So ano yung reporting period? In our example, hinighlight ko din dito sa heading ng column na this is for January 2025. Kasi iyan yung accounting period, right? So this is the profit and loss statement nung January, right? And then natanong din natin kung bakit sa accounting cycle na mention yung word na period, right? Period, and I ask you this a question, bakit sinabing accounting cycle? It has, and yung sagot nyo, there is a beginning and there's an end, right? In period, right? So kung natapos natin yung cycle ng January, magsisimula na naman tayo ng cycle for February. You know what I mean? So it becomes, right? So, tapos natin yung cycle ng January, magsisimula na naman ng cycle ng February 1, matatapos na naman siya ng February 28. You get what I'm saying? Or if you look at it on a quarterly basis, so magsisimula siya ng January, matatapos yung cycle ng end ng March. And if you look at it on an accounting period na annual, it would start in January, it would end in December. So, ganun yung concept ng accounting period. Okay? Kaya nga pag sa accounting may sinasabi silang cut off na, 'di ba? Pag nag-cut off na 'yan, that means i-close na nilang books at that given period kasi magpe-prepare na sila ng financial statements. Any transactions after the cut off will be treated as a transaction for the next period. You get what I'm saying? All right. Remember, by following the 6 steps of the accounting cycle, Mariah is able to produce accurate financial statements for her client. Again, remember the word accurate. The same process will work for you as well. Right. All right. I don't want to read this. I would want someone to read the reflection. Anybody? Anybody who wants to read? Okay, Marivic, go ahead.
Hello, good evening. Reflection. Now that you walk through each step of the accounting cycle, reflect how these steps work to ensure accurate financial statements. When you're ready, select continue.
All right, let's hit continue. You want to continue reading, Marivic?
Yes, sir. Did you consider any of the following? The accounting cycle is a workflow that helps accurately record and summarize transactions, which reduces mistakes. The trial balance is a financial report that acts as a built-in check in the accounting cycle to catch errors in financial records. If the trial balance debits and credits don't balance, it's a sign that there are errors that need to be found and fixed. Third, in the accounting cycle, adjusting entries are made to account for transactions made in advance, asset depreciation, and show the true financial picture of the business. Fourth, following the standard process in the accounting cycle is like following a cake recipe. Just as each ingredient must be added in the correct order to create a delicious cake. Each step in the accounting cycle must be followed accurately to produce error-free financial reports.
All right, thank you there, what's it, Marivic? Marivic. Thank you, Marivic. Yeah, so remember, we need to do the accounting steps in the right order. So hindi pwedeng mag-financial statements ka at the beginning, right? It was always has to be the end. Hindi rin pwedeng mag-adjusted trial balance ka before the unadjusted, right? It has to be in the right order. Right, knowledge check na tayo. Ilan ba tong question? All right, meron pa palang 3 out of 7. So dito na tayo. After the knowledge check, let's call it a day. All right, anybody who wants to read this? All right, go ahead, Jen.
How do you start the accounting cycle? Collect and analyze transactions po.
All right, this is the very first step, right? Collection and analysis of the transactions. All right. Everybody in agreement? All right, that's right. To start the accounting cycle, the first step is to collect and analyze the transactions. All right, let's move on to the next step, or to the next knowledge check. Who wants to volunteer? Garrison, I'll call Mylene, ha? Because I called you earlier already, so to give chance naman tayo. Mylene muna. All right, go ahead, Mylene.
Thank you po. What is the final step in accounting cycle? Prepare financial statement.
All right, so this is the sixth step, which also is the final step, the preparation of the financial statements.
Yes.
All right, everybody in agreement? Correct. So the final step in the accounting cycle is the preparation of the financial statements. All right, I guess we're good. We have 6 more minutes. Itong 3 to 7, let's cover tomorrow. Okay? Huwag lang tayong magmadali, guys. Let's take it one step at a time para mas mag-sink in sa atin. Hindi natin kailangan magmadali. But if you guys are, want to get ahead, it's also completely fine, right? But again, I would want to make sure na kung nandito kayo sa class, you will get value because we're gonna expound on the concepts using real life examples. Okay. Okay, 151 at 8:55. Wow. Good job, guys. And just before we end, announcement, we would still continue with the session today, transitioning to the enrolled agent review course headed by Ma'am Shawnee. So stay kayo kung gusto niyo magstay. It's also going to be recorded. And don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe our YouTube channel. We're also on TikTok. Please, if you would like to spare some time to like us there, and then continue to share, right? Bring along your friends, your circle, because you might never know. Lalo na yung mga CPAs dito, yung mga accountants, convince them to give US accounting and tax a chance because they may change their lives as well. Malaki talaga kitaan dito if you're looking at kitaan, and also there really is a career, right? And it's super different than how it's done in the Philippines, right? Hindi masyadong stressful. Okay. At hindi ganun kahirap. But yeah, so again, the bottom line is if you would like to share this to your network, please feel free to do so. May mga contents tayo sa page that you can share, and also encourage them to follow us on YouTube, subscribe para updated sila sa mga recorded sessions. All right. Anybody else wants to share something, react? Okay naman na tayo. So just refresh that G sheet, which we showed today, and download it, play around with it. No problem, right? You will not gonna make a mess if you are gonna play around it by downloading it, okay? It will make more sense, as a matter of fact. Pag nagkamali kayo, if you are playing around it, nagkamali kayo, and you're stuck, may GC, right? Go and ask your fellow borders accountants in the GC for help. Okay. Otherwise, we're good for today. Thank you guys for sticking around, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow, same time, same same Zoom link.
Meet our free US bookkeeping course brought to you by the Borderless Accountants. We are inviting you to join our community. Live training, reputable tax firms as resource speakers, recorded, replayable at higit sa lahat, libre. To join, like and follow our official Facebook page, join our Facebook group for important updates, and fill out our Google form to be included in our mailing list. See you there!